अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। रब्बिल शरली सदरी वयस्सिरली अमरी वहलुल अक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। Welcome to Sufi Voice. Today we'll discuss about Hazrat's Shaykh Gausul Azam Dastagir Abdul Qadir Jilani Pirani Pir Mushkil Kusha, early life and his parents. The Islamic month Rabiul Thani is very auspicious to Sufis, as it is also referred as month of Pirani Pir Mushkil Kusha Muinuddin Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani. Hazrat is Al-Hassani and Al-Husseini, as his family tree is connected to Hazrat Rasulullah alaihi wasallam from father's and mother's side. Hazrat's father, Sayyid Abu Saleh Musa, was a very pious and religious Muslim, and one day was walking by the bank of a river and had noticed an apple floating on the water. And Hazrat was hungry. He took the apple and ate it. Later he got the thought that he had consumed the apple without taking permission of the apple's owner, and wished to repay the apple's value. And to find out the apple's owner, he started walking in the direction from which the apple came. After walking for a while, he came across an apple garden and went inside the garden to talk to the owner of the garden and repay the apple's value. The owner of the garden was also a very pious and religious man, and sensing the simplicity and honesty of Hazrat Abu Saleh Musa, Rahmatul Alameen, he asked Hazrat to work in his garden for few days. As the owner of the garden advised, Hazrat worked for few days and met the owner once again to take leave. This time the garden owner said he has to marry his daughter, who was blind, deaf, who had no hands and could not walk. Hazrat agreed and married garden owner's daughter, and on his first interaction, the young bride offered salam, and she had vision, could hear and talk, and she could use her hands, and she could walk, as it was quite opposite of what the garden owner had said. Hazrat met the owner to solve this mystery. Upon Hazrat's asking, the garden owner said that when he said his daughter was blind, he meant she had never seen an outsider before her marriage. When he said she could not walk, he meant she never stepped out of her house and talked to an outsider. Such pious and religious were the blessed parents of our Hazrat Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani. Not only on his parental side, on his motherhood, on his maternal side, it is said that Hazrat's maternal aunt was very pious woman. Once during a drought time, the people of her town approached her with a request to pray for rain. and at that time Hazrat's maternal aunt was brooming the floor, and the pious lady said, keeping the broom aside, I have done my job of brooming the land, and now it is your job to make the land wet. The very next second, there was heavy rain pour, and the people were completely wet by the time they returned home. Hazrat Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani was born in Jilan province to the blessed couple Hazrat Sayyid Abu Saleh Musa and Hazrat Sayyida Umulul Khair Fatima at a very advanced age in the holy month of Ramadan. As a neonatal, Hazrat would not drink milk during the daytime and hence would observe fast. Once there was a confusion among the religious readers about the beginning of holy month and Ramadan and starting of Ramadan. And to confirm the beginning of Ramadan, they all approached Hazrat's house and met Hazrat's mother and asked her whether the young Allah's Wali had consumed milk that day. When Hazrat's mother replied that the young Wali had not touched a drop of milk, they confirmed that the holy month of Ramadan had started. As a young child, he would spend most of his time in offering prayers and would often listen to voices from the unseen. In most of the cases, the unseen voices used to surround him and he could feel their presence. Sometimes they would say, give way to, to the Wali of Allah. And sometimes they used to make a way to the young budding saint. In next chapter, we'll look at some of his early miracles. Subhana Rabbika Rabbil Izzati Amma Yasifun Wasalamu ala Mursaleen Wahamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.